What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm here in Bayonne, New Jersey. I made a video here like a few years ago, and I'm back here to check out the neighborhood again and see what else is happening, any updates. I'm literally like in the borderline of Jersey City and Bayonne. I think this is technically Jersey City, but if I pass over where that bridge is, I think that's where Bayonne starts, which is kind of like Interstate 78. So I'm literally underneath the bridge. Then it's gonna merge into Broadway, but I'm gonna start strolling around the neighborhood and my bike to see what's going on, for an update video. It's a pretty nice town out here in Hudson County, New Jersey. So without further ado, join me. So here's like a big strip mall with a couple of fast food chains. I don't know how clear you can hear me because it's windy over here. But then ahead of me is like the heart of Bayonne. This is actually my first time in this side of the neighborhood, and I don't even live too far from here. But let's see what else is happening. So now I'm in Broadway. I filmed Broadway, but I don't think I'm filming in this side by the 50th Street. I film it more like in the other side of the neighborhood, but it's pretty long. It goes all the way down. Then somebody told me that when I was filming this neighborhood, I kind of missed another street where they had like some new developments going on. So we're gonna check out to see what else is happening. But once you make a detour outside the main streets, it's just mostly like residential houses and apartments. Then Bayonne has its main streets, but it's usually like quiet, not too busy. And a lot of the restaurants, they're pretty wide, where you can sit in comfortably. It's the summertime, so I know in the evening it's probably even better. But I don't think there's much happening over this way, so I'm probably gonna merge into where a local park is. So the name of that park is Stephan Park. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Lincoln Park in Jersey City, but Bayonne has like its own version, and it's a really beautiful park. Like the last time I came, it was nice. So I think since there's not much happening over this side of Broadway, I think I'm gonna make it towards the other side, probably go by Avenue C, and then make it towards the local park. Also, Bayonne's literally served by the light rail. You could get off at the PATH train in Jersey City. Maybe it's changed place and take the light rail all the way towards here. So it's a good form of commuting. They also got buses that will take you to the lower part of Manhattan. So this is what some of the regular street looks like. As you can see, it's mostly houses. But if you go on the other side of JFK Boulevard at the southern tip of Bayonne, the houses will get even nicer. So I'll probably make it towards that way in a bit. But since I'm in a bike, it's just easy for me to explore. Because, it's actually a big neighborhood, so, by foot it would take me forever. But thankfully, the weather is nice today. Ahead of me is the Avenue C. So I'm gonna merge over here to a few blocks, and then, like in 48th Street, I'll probably start making my way towards the local park. This is Avenue C over here. Pretty wide street with 2 lanes in each side. Reminds me a bit of JFK, but it's pretty peaceful, not much happening over here. It has all the lights, so, Bayonne's divided by avenues, and the streets are in order too. For my safety, I think I'm just gonna bike in the sidewalk. There's some people that were driving literally really fast, even in the second lane of the road, so I'm just gonna bike here in the sidewalk. As you can see, the sidewalk is well paved. And they got a mixture of apartment complex, with houses on the other side. Actually, I want to make a detour over here in the street to see how it looks like. I think this city or township, however you want to call it, is like a hidden gem out here in Hudson County. Because it's very close to the city, it has good public transportation, but it offers you like a peaceful vibe. Look at this house. Kind of offers you like a vibe of a small town, even though we're really close to, Manhattan, New York City. So I'm just strolling around, the neighborhood so you can have an idea what it looks like. So I bike all the way from where I live, all the way towards here to see what are the vibes. Some areas here are kind of giving me vibes of some neighborhoods in Brooklyn, New York too. The way how the houses and apartments are combined together. So it kind of gives me, a little bit of that vibe right there. So 1 block ahead of me is JFK Boulevard, which it goes all the way from Jersey City, Bayonne, Union City, West New York, North Bergen, and then we got a local park that should be around here. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of Lincoln Park in Jersey City, which is also a nice park that serves like the central part of Jersey City. But now we're gonna enter the park to see what are the vibes over there. This is JFK Boulevard, you can see, surrounded by apartment complex, and the local park is ahead of me. I made it inside this beautiful local park, which is also, peaceful and nice. They got some staircases ahead of me, so I'm trying to remember, because it's been like about 2 years since I came here. But you can see, I can tell you, it looks a lot like Lincoln Park. like the same vibes when you enter the park, you know. I think there's more ahead of me, so I'm gonna try to figure my way. Since I'm in a bike, it's much easier for me to get around the entire park. I think I go underneath this little bridge and it will take me towards the other direction. So I'm gonna do that. Show you what's happening over here. And Bayonne is pretty diverse, you know, people from all over live here. So here you have like a huge grass area. But I think it's better if I go around the paved road that would take me towards the other side. You can see that bridge and the waterfront, you know. Then some of the seaports across. Because here in New Jersey, we got some, if not the busiest seaport of the United States. Between Newark and Elizabeth, you know, it's all over. I think even down here in Bayonne, we got a seaport that controls, you know, a lot of things that they import here to this country. Look at this over here. It's pretty nice, you know. You can get on top and chill, or get a nice picture. Then I'm gonna make it towards the road, but I think there's more towards that area. Much better when I'm on the bike. So let's see where this takes me. Goes down here, you know. I'm gonna pretend this is kind of like a semi-bike lane right here. I'm not sure there's all like some public restrooms. There's another thing happening over here. Or they got like another semi-park over here. Maybe I should check it out. Or they got a bike path. So this is like another park, Richard Rutkowski Park, and then over here, look, bike path. So they even have like a designated bike route. This is actually really cool. So I'm probably gonna bike it to see where this takes me to. So here I am, it literally feels like you enter another world. This feels like you're, you know, near a city. There's a nice view of the waterfront right here. So I'm just following the bike route. So very good what they have here. They have an area for the pedestrian where you can walk, you know, with ecosystem, you know, wildlife, and then you got this area here where you can bike in a trail. So I think it's really cool and very good, you know, for the environment out here. It's just mostly grass. Yeah, last time I came out, I didn't explore this area. I just focused like in the main park. And we're just beginning. Later we're gonna make it deep into the neighborhood to see what's going on. So it seems like I make it to another area over here. Trying to see, well, the bike route. There's a parking over there. So like I say, it's so big, this park, that I think it's much better if you do it, you know, on a bike. Unless you love walking a lot, then you could do some exercise. But I'm trying to see if I can find something here, if I can guarantee a good view. I literally saw Newark, New Jersey from a distance, and I see the seaport from right here. So it's right here to have a crane. Since this sand, I'm just walking my bike in my hand. So I'm not sure if this has like an important meaning. I'm gonna search it in Google. So it's actually called Elco, E-L-C-O-P-T crane. So yeah, it's over here. It's an attraction that opens 24 hours. So like I say, not sure if it had like a valuable meaning. But yeah, something over there. I'm gonna go in the other side. Maybe I'll get a view of the bridge and probably parts of the skyscrapers of Newark, New Jersey. So there's actually something here, I guess it explains. This plaque is dedicated to the memory of the man and woman employed by the Electric Launch Company. Oh, so that's what the ELCO means. Electric Launch Company, who commanded and worked aboard the patrol torpedo boats that were built in Bayonne. Okay, so I guess it's part of use a patrol like the boats and stuff that would come over here. So that's cool. Now here's a toll bridge, the Newark Bay Bridge. And then underneath, I mean, it's far from a distance, but like you can literally see parts of downtown Newark over that way. Then there's some man's fishing over here by the water. Crazy how they fish here. I don't even know if this water's clean, which I doubt, because they have this huge major seaport right here. You get a view of what I'm talking about. But now I'm gonna head back and start walking, not start walking, but start biking deep into the neighborhood, into the beautiful township of Bayonne to see what else is happening, if they have renovated anything. I know at the southern tip, there was a park that was still in process of being renovated. So I'm pretty sure by this time it should be fully done. So I'm excited to make it all the way down there. Probably head towards where the light rail is to show you, you know, some of the stations, and then, you know, we wrap up this video. So I'm gonna make it outside the park towards Avenue 8. There are some streets there that have some beautiful houses that, you know, it gives you like really that suburb vibe. So we're gonna make it over there and then start strolling towards Broadway and probably some of the streets of Bayonne to see what else is going on. Here's another angle of the seaport. See how busy it is? Goes on the other side. I can see airplanes landing in Newark Liberty International Airport, and then the bridge right here. So now I'm exiting the park towards the area where it merged JFK Boulevard and Avenue C. And over here, you're gonna start seeing like the beautiful houses. So I'm gonna show you guys like what's going on around here. So these are like some of the nice houses that you get. It's a dead end road, so you know, but there is no barricade that prevents me from going in. So I'm just showing you how nice it looks like. Beautiful townhouses. Gonna merge into the other block to show you what are the vibes over there. But this area over here is pretty nice. But a lot of areas in Bayonne are gorgeous, you know. And they have like this little, I don't know, semi-plaza you can call it. Like I say, where it goes that way is actually, you know, JFK Boulevard, and then this is like the merge of Avenue A. So I'll probably do a little stroll of Avenue A to show you what are the vibes over there, and then merge into the Main Street Broadway. Here are where the vibes changes. Let me just show you this street. It looks pretty nice with the trees and everything, you know. I guess this area is a little bit more pricier than other parts of Bayonne, but it shows you, you know, the difference in one side of the neighborhood to another one. You know, pretty much suburban feel over here. Like I said, a lot of neighborhoods in Jersey looks like this. Let me just turn back, stroll a couple more blocks in Avenue A, and then we go back deep into the neighborhood. And look how much trees we have in Avenue A. I'm loving it. You see the dead end roads still like this. But like I say, most of Bayonne is just pretty residential. Tons of houses, tons of apartment complexes, you know. Lots of people that have cars, so they be getting around, you know, or using their own car. But yeah, gonna do a few more blocks and then make a left towards the main street to see what action is happening over there. Gotta tell you, it's a beautiful day. Not hot, not cold. Low 80s, you know, pretty comfortable, perfect day to bike. So that's why I decided to come over here, bike around Bayonne and see what is going on here. You know, nothing better than going around the suburbs when the weather's just perfect. And with one avenue, you see how the architecture changes. Nice old apartment buildings, and the houses here are closer together. And there's like a church ahead of me, so. But just like Jersey City, I feel like Bayonne needs to do a better work with their roads, pave them better. There's like an apartment complex. So yeah, I missed this area the last time I came. I didn't film around here, but I mean, you know, there's a lot of streets to film, so I can't really cover it one, just in the first visit. Like I tell you, it's like a mixture of urbanism with small town vibe. But now my plan, I think it's gonna be go to Broadway, head towards the lower 20th Street, and then I'll merge towards Avenue E, because I think they got like some new developments going on over there. So I'm gonna check it out, then I'll make it towards the southern tip of Bayonne, where you can see the view of the bridge with Staten Island in the background. So, and here's Broadway, where the main action happens, where they got all the business and establishments. So here you see the local business. The good thing, the streets are wide, so it would be nice if they do like Union City. So it says wide, design a bike lane for people to bike. Or even in Hoboken, you know, in the main street, they got their designated area for the bike lane. So I think that would be pretty useful, since we're right here in Hudson County. The thing about this Broadway on Main Street, like many other downtowns, is that you don't really see much movement. You do see a lot of establishments, a lot of restaurants that they seem to be good, but I don't really see like the crowds going on, you know? But it's just crazy, the road conditions. Like, it could really do better, you know? Like pave it better, and like I say, designate a bike lane. That way it makes, you know, the city better. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think Bayonne or areas of Bayonne, they get flooded when it rains a lot, because we're literally surrounded by water and it's flat like all over you go here. So kind of makes a little bit of sense, you know. And as you see, every light they have an American flag. So it must be like a patriotic, you know, township. But it happens all over New Jersey, so you keep going here, you know, you see all the business that it offers. Food from all over the world, but like I say, not much movement of people, but a lot of cars. I guess people in this town, they have cars. Like most of the towns in New Jersey, or unless you live in Jersey City, Newark, or Hoboken, I think here it gets actually nicer. See, the streets is a little bit more tighter than the other side. And then it gets deep down, you know, into the establishments. Yeah, even the sidewalk is well paved. Because Broadway is pretty long. It literally covers the entire Bayonne from north to south. And here you see some new business going on. So I guess it's something to say to drive safely. But pretty much represents, you know, a traditional New Jersey town. So I think within 2 blocks, I'm gonna make a left and head towards Avenue E, because the last time I came, I didn't walk that avenue. So I want to see what's happening over that side. Here they got some new developments. This will take me to Avenue E. And then ahead of me, I'm starting to see, you know, more apartment complex. Wow, look at this one. This is actually like really close to the light rail, which would take you, you know, throughout southern Jersey City. And then we'll go all the way towards, you know, West New York, Union City by Tonelli Avenue. But it's crazy how thin as this township is. You can see the contrast when you go from one side of this township to another one. So I'm gonna make my right over here so you can see the developments that's happening right here. So there's also some loft apartments, and then the light rail station is right there. So, and more lofts happening over that way. So it seems like near the train stations or light rail, they try to develop the area so that way people live closer to transportation, the public transportation, they commute to work or wherever they gotta go. So this was the area that I missed last time when I came to Bayonne, but someone in the comments told me to come towards this area so I could check it out. So glad that I came and I see the new developments that's happening over here. So then there is a mixture of old houses with the modern buildings. To my left, they're building a new one. You can still see some of the old houses. And then here they build like a newer version. There's an empty lot here, so it seems like they're gonna pop up, you know, more residential buildings. But this is what you get out here. I see more and more developments ahead of me. So behind me, they got the Silk Lofts. Then ahead of me, it seems like they're building another residential building. The street is gonna merge back towards Broadway. You know, here's another new residential unit right next to the light rail station. So, you know, it makes sense that they be developing all these buildings right here, you know, next to the train, so that way they have an easy commute. I detour down this way. I think it takes me back to Broadway, and I see a new building that they're building. And then to my right, you're gonna see a couple of nice, cute houses. See? So it's a very fascinating, you know, township. What's up, Broadway? Nice to see you again, and look at this nice building. Wow. Pretty fancy. Then here we got a diner, I don't know. Seemed like it's seen better days. Yeah, there's a bridge here, Bergen Point. I think if you drive around this bridge, it'll take you, you know, Staten Island and other parts of Jersey. It keeps going over here once you pass, you know, the highway. And I feel like it's actually nice, the architecture over here. You know, the streets are a little bit more tighter. There's mostly residential houses. Once you enter the main street, but I'm gonna make it towards the end of the waterfront where you can see Staten Island and the bridge. The bridge literally takes you to Staten Island, so, you know, there's a few ways to get there. The Elizabeth Bridge, one bridge in Perfect Boy, and then I think the bridge over here that there was literally like Bayonne and Staten Island. Okay, gotta love the trees that we got here. Not sure what this building is, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's like an older building, but it seems like they renovated from the outside to the interior, you know, the way I look at the windows and the lights. And here it seems like they're gonna build more. Now that I'm thinking, I don't know how the hell did I walk this entire township. It's actually pretty big. It looks small on the map, but it's big, you know. Over 50 streets and a couple of avenues, you know, it's pretty long. So good thing that I bought my bike and I'm exploring on the bike. So here I made it towards Waterfront. And the other side of the waterfront is Staten Island, New York. And this is Dennis Collins Park, and good thing they have this area where you can bike, you can walk it. So I'm gonna make it towards the other side because I know they got like a monument or something happening, unless they change it because it's been over 2 years, but I'm pretty sure it gets nicer. And the other side, then you see like the view of the bridge that would take you straight into Staten Island. So let's go around there to see what's going on. See, you can bike it, then Waterfront, Staten Island is right there. And across the street is a neighborhood, residential units. Yeah, last time I came, this was not fully open, so it seems like they finished it up and now you can just walk around and enjoy a peaceful area. So here they got a statue. They got areas where you can sit down. It's literally like in the sun. It would be better they would have put some more trees. Here's a playground, so you can bring your kids. You can bring your pets too, you know, sit down here. So I think in the evening, it's a perfect spot to capture the sunset. Oh, they even got a gym right here. This is dope. It is. It looks like it's a ice hockey theme. Maybe for the winter when it gets cold. Seems like they do exhibitions. Start noticing the bridge right here. I can literally swim in the Staten Island, but I don't know how to swim and I don't know how clean that water is. But very good to admire it from right here. And I'm not sure, but I think you can cross that bridge by foot or bike. You know, there used to be an older bridge, but they built like this newer version and they have a designated area where you can just go, I think, but it's very high. And like I said many times before, I'm scared of heights. But enjoy this beautiful view right here. I just admire looking at it. I know I went towards the other side. There was literally nothing once I made it towards that way. Good thing I'm in my bike. But yeah, 2 states right next to each other. So the name of that bridge is Bayonne Bridge. So like I said, it takes you to the other side towards Staten Island. And I think this is gonna be the perfect area for me to wrap up my video. It's being an awesome evening out here exploring Bayonne, New Jersey. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all and peace.